Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some January 6th. Hey, May. I'll probably do an hour or close to an hour. We'll see.
Donald Trump used the justice to try to overthrow the election. Trump
So,
was going to replace the e- attorney general with an
there we go.
unqualified lawyer that would investigate the election. And imagine what he could do with that power with Donald Trump's will. The original Justice Department investigated the election and there was nothing wrong. And Donald Trump was not pleased with this information. Every claim that Donald Trump put with
I
the
gotta go check the laundry. I'll come back.
Justice Department was thrown out of the window, and every single claim was false. Trump used the Justice Department not doing their job as a way to fuel the January 6th attack. No matter how many claims that Donald Trump did with the election was stolen, the Justice Department did their job and there was no evidence of what Donald Trump was saying. Donald Trump said to the Justice Department, just say it was corrupt and leave the rest to me. The top officials of the White House are not allowed to talk about investigations to the Justice Department. And what they did violated the rules of the Justice Department. Donald Trump was doing his own investigation on the election. Donald Trump was trying to do a lawsuit about changing the election to the states. And the states didn't have that power because the states already certified the ballots.
Most votes are
Donald
electoral.
Trump did a special meeting about seizing voting machines from the 2020 election. Donald Trump would scour the internet endlessly to see about information about conspiracy theories that suits him and would back up his claims. Donald Trump was trying to replace the Justice Department with an unqualified lawyer, and if that happens, hundreds and hundreds of people would walk out, and that would be a very bad look on Trump.
Oh, wow.
Donald Trump used endless lies and conspiracy theories about the election to ramp up the crowd on January 6th.
So, what's new?
After January 6th, Republicans asked for pardons. And the only reason why they would ask for pardons if they committed a crime.
Not necessarily.
Donald Trump didn't care about the truth. All he cared about was power.
So,
Anyways,
what's new?
this is Josh signing out.
Nothing new there.
This is Cassidy Hutchinson that testified last week on tape who wanted pardons. A surprise witness that will testify on January 6th that knows information. She was working with the president and other chief of staff. Mark Meadows said to Cassidy Hutchinson that, "Are you excited about January 6th? And something terrible was going to happen on January 6th. They had concerns that the president might ruin his legacy and that he was going to ruin democracy on January 6th. They were watching what was happening before that day, and they knew that something horrible was going to happen. They had inside reports that there was violence that was going to happen on January 6th, on January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
The Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers skip through background checks to get to the ellipse. They had very illegal weapons at the rally to prepare for January 6th. They had weapons like AR-15s, flagpoles, bear spray, and knives.
What's shocking about that?
Donald Trump
Nothing new.
had pictures about the rally, and he was really mad because there wasn't enough room for the people of the rally. It wasn't the problem. They all didn't want to come in. Trump was very aware that the crowd had weapons, and they were all going to march down to the Capitol and attack.
What's new?
Mark Meadows had very unhumanity reaction to the information about January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Trump managed to pull together the rally on January 6th in less than an hour. They said that Trump would have very bad security issues if you march on the Capitol with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers.
Ah.
Trump
Okay.
wanted to go to the Capitol.
I'm preparing to
on
play some
January
Borderlands
6th.
later. That's what this is.
Trump said, "This is happening now,
Hopefully this doesn't take too
and
long
to
to
find
download.
the best route to the
Install
Capitol."
for the add-on content.
They returned to the White House, and the staff was shocked of what the hell just happened. And the president was very furious of the situation. He
Yeah.
tried he tried to take he tried to take the driver's steering wheel, and he said, "No, sir. You're not going to the Capitol."
Mhm.
Trump was very furious, and he threw his lunch against the wall. And
Wow.
it's not the end.
Well,
There,
of course.
there was various things that he did in a furious rage. And Trump knew the whole time that what was going to happen on January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Stone was with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers the day before January 6th.
Yep. Okay.
Two guys were asked, was January 6th that happened was justified? And he said, "I pledge the fifth."
Uh-huh.
The president wanted to be alone. The president wanted to be alone. And the rioters were getting very close. Some people were being unhumanity. And she said, if you do something now, some people were being unhumanity. And she said, if you don't do something now, you're going to have blood on your hands.
Oh, well.
It's unbelievable that some people are unhuman when it comes to the attack on the Capitol on January 6th.
No. That's life, bro. They've always been like that.
Trump's son
With a lot of people, but not all people.
Trump's son said in a text he needs to condemn this bleep because it's getting out of hand. Trump said to the rioters to go home and we love you. The rioters still attacked the Capitol.
Yeah.
Trump's top people discussed the amazing power of President Donald Trump. On January 7th, Trump had plans to pardon people. All the information that he testified today helps the January 6th committee with all information about the January 6th attack. Anyways, this is Josh.
Okay.
Signing out. Keep in mind that millions of people didn't know the truth when, like Donald Trump did and others. On December 14th, 2020, that's when the voters of Joe Biden had won. And Donald Trump should have stopped right away of what he was doing. Donald Trump has lost 61 cases of lawsuits about the big lie. It is very illegal to seize voting machines just to get away with a crime.
And
Donald Trump said he had evidence about voter fraud, and there was no actual evidence. All they had was theories. On December 19th, 2020, Donald Trump advertise January 6th. It's going to be wild, and it's going to bleed, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Donald Trump was on the Twitter platform planning January 6th with top rioters with the ultimate plan of January 6th.
Uh-huh. Okay, and?
The Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers had a secret platform doing threats in secrecy. The Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers were planning January 6th, and it was all connected together. The terrorist organization used cryptic tactics to organize January 6th.
Yeah.
Donald Trump loves the crazies. He loves people that do violence. On January 6th, Donald Trump was in a very good mood, and the crowd was ramped up for January 6th. The Trump supporters was ordinary people with everyday lives that got ruined by lies by Donald Trump that changed their lives forever. As bad as January 6th was, it could have been way worse. It could have been a bloodbath.
Anything could be worse. Anything could be worse.
The word of the day. Before you believe in a lie, make sure to know the truth before you believe in a lie.
That's not a word of the day.
For 187 minutes,
Trump
did nothing to stop the insurrection from attacking the Capitol on January 6th. Security officials knew the threat on January 6th. Trump supporters were literally up in the trees ready for January 6th. Trump was watching Fox News in his Oval Office, watching January 6th unfold on his big TV.
Well, of course, why wouldn't he not have a big TV?
Donald Trump
didn't
even bother calling one person to help stop January 6th. Officials in the White House begged Trump to tell the rioters to leave the Capitol. It took 2 hours before he even said anything. It would literally only take 60 seconds to get to the Rose Garden and send a message to the rioters to stop what they were doing. Two pipe bombs were found in the Capitol, ready to explode. Secret Service only had minutes to react as rioters were closing into Congress. The moment that Donald Trump tweeted a tweet threatening Mike Pence to the rioters was the moment that he was adding fuel to the fire.
When doesn't he do that? The point.
In the Capitol, Secret Service had to activate emergency garages to stop the rioters. Even
And
national security people knew what he was doing was wrong. As rioters were attacking the Capitol for an hour, Donald Trump did nothing in his power to stop it. Multiple people urged Trump that he needs to stop this bleep right away. Rioters made it into the main office while everyone else takes cover. Rioters made it into the main office while everybody else takes cover about what's about to come. While January 6th was unfolding, he was watching America burn with his own eyes. One of the witnesses said today, "Does it look like we are effing winning?" Even Fox News agreed that what the president was doing was wrong. Almost everybody you could ever imagine wanted the president to stop the violent mob on January 6th. 1,800 troops made it in 1,800 troops made it to the Capitol to stop the violent mob from the attack on January 6th. After Donald Trump sent a videotape to the public, Congress in the Capitol. After Donald Trump sent a tape to the public, Congress in the Capitol.
Okay, we're back.
Capitol were drained out at that point.
Hold on, I want to see how far we're at. So, we did here. Started there. I already had it this far. 47. So we already did, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna get as far as I was thinking.
Mike Pence was very firm. Bring the army down here right away. The president managed to get the president's message got to the rioters and they stopped the attack, but it was at a cost on January 6th.
Of course.
Not even Donald Trump could accept the truth of the vote.
Okay.
Remember this moment on January 6th. No one is above the law, and anybody that breaks it will be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
The karma will always come.
A year and a half ago, 11,000 documents was stolen from the archives. It was stolen by Donald Trump from the government. The FBI begged and begged Trump to hand over the documents.
Of course he wanted.
But he didn't even budge.
Duh.
FBI raided Donald Trump's mansion called Mar-a-Lago and found 11,000 documents in his mansion.
Oh, that's shocking.
Unfortunately, some of the documents were incomplete. They found out that documents were missing. This
Of
was
course.
2 months ago after the FBI raided Donald Trump's mansion. And there's documents missing.
Of course.
The FBI is going to do whatever it takes to get these documents back. Donald Trump should have never taken those documents.
Yeah, but what's gonna stop
It is
him?
illegal.
Trump.
It is national security for
Yeah.
our country,
And?
and it needs to be resolved.
Uh-huh.
4 months ago, the January 6th committee did its findings to find out the truth about January 6th.
Okay.
Evidence almost entirely from Republicans. Hearing to focus on Trump's state of mind. Republicans advise Donald Trump for in-mail voting, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump made a plan to stay in office way before the plan of declaring victory of himself.
Okay.
Trump did a plan to stop votes even before they even started. He
What's new?
started his plan as early as July 2020. Donald Trump was planning on shutting down voting places in all 50 states.
So? What's new?
Mr. Stone said after the voting count that they would declare victory to Donald Trump, and he said, F you.
Sorry about that.
Certain people knew well in advance that January 6th was happening. In the public's eye, Donald Trump declared victory. But in private, he knew he lost to Joe Biden. And he said, "Can you believe I lost to this effing guy?" Donald Trump ignored every single person that the election was legitimate. And he did his ultimate plan to destroy democracy and declare him president.
Uh-huh.
The Secret Service knew well in advance all of the things that were being planned.
Ooh.
Donald Trump told the police and the Secret Service to let the Trump supporters go to the Capitol and attack. While January 6th was unfolding, Donald Trump watched TV for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Democrats and Republicans were panicking on January 6th and doing whatever it took to survive the massacre. Closing statement. Donald Trump needs to tell the truth about the accountability of January 6th. The committee will indict Donald J. Trump for January 6th. January 6th committee votes to subpoena Donald Trump. Special thanks. Special thanks to everyone in the committee. And special thanks to everyone that helped in this case.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, Josh here. The 2022 midterm election is in 6 days. The Republicans are ramping up ads to cause violence in the United States. Violence are spreading across the United States. Trump terrorism is trying to steal.
First off, Republicans are not all bad. I would like to state the ones we have now, yes, but in general, the government, it's always the lesser of two evils, never the greater of two goods. If the good one comes into office, the government will always try to suppress any good ideas, maybe let a few through to like here and there, but as much as they can, they will try to suppress anything that would be good or helpful. That's just how the government is, but doesn't mean it's the Republicans. There's always bad apples, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. No matter where you work, you're always going to have a toxic person that's hidden somewhere, whether they uphold that in the office or if it's a non-toxic workplace. There's always going to be that one person in there or that joins at some point or gets work hired there, then ends up being there's always that one, if not a few, depending on who you are. But the presidents really don't run the country almost. It's pretty much the Congress, Republican or not. Because they have to run the bills by the Congress. The Congress has to pass them or not before they even become a thing. If the president is the top of the top, wouldn't he not need Congress to do that?
Your vote. You need to vote this election. Democracy is at stake, and this will be the final straw whether democracy or lies wins. Make your voice heard, because this will be the most important
That was
election
just me
in
getting the
history.
keyboard back on because for some reason it was off.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Okay, there's certain groups of people that are trying to put fake ballots in the voter election thing.
Of course.
These groups of people are trying to put fake ballots into the ballot system. Luckily, the people that count the ballots actually realize this, and this is not going on just in one state. This is happening nationwide. Random people are putting fake votes so they can plan something or something, and it's not good. There is an investigation nationwide of this issue. This is
Trump's
not
been doing that
good
since the
because
dawn
it
of
makes our
time.
voting system look really bad because of these certain groups of people that are.
I'm sorry, our voting system sucks anyway, even before this, because again, I'm not saying your votes don't count, but like I said before, most of it is electoral. So really, depending on what the electoral comes to, some people's votes are significant versus that. So it's like almost, what's the point of voting? Voting almost just gets you to the point where you either get to brag if it's gone your way or complain. But if you didn't vote, you don't have the right to complain or brag because you didn't bother voting. So, yeah, you know.
Planning against voters and putting these fake votes into machines and the mail-in ballots and stuff. This is very serious. Whoever is doing this should stop immediately and think about what the hell are they doing.
First off, if they were using their brains, they wouldn't be doing it in the first place. So, of course, they're not thinking. They're not using their brain. Duh, Josh.
I mean, it is just nutty. It's nuts to do this. It is nutty to plan this against voters, and it's bad for the system. For people that do that should be ashamed of themselves and should stop immediately. This investigation will go on nationwide, and I hope to God that this stops. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Oh wow, everybody's turning on Trump today.
Shocker.
The Trump supporters are turning on Trump. The New York Times is turning on Trump. His loyal supporters, news supporters, heck, even Fox News is turning on Trump. They said that if Trump and his candidates lose the election, these midterm elections, that they said it's time to move on. The January 6th committee is going to release its final report on January 6th. This will be a very deep dive of its reports about January 6th. The January 6th committee is going to use this information for accountability on January 6th. The January 6th committee will be coming to an end, but this isn't the end of the investigation.
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
The January 6th committee wants to thank everybody that has done their part on helping us on the January 6th investigation. Donald Trump did the big lie that caused January 6th from earlier on, the January 6th attack and beyond. Fox News also did the big lie to use misinformation to rile up people and to cause the January 6th attack. It was a huge platform for a Donald Trump trap. This act of lies caused threats and death threats to Congress, election officials, election counters, police officers, and everyone beyond. People used social media to spread the big lie and to cause an uproar to ultimately cause the January 6th attack. Donald Trump used every plan in his book to cause violence, uproars, attacks, death threats, and the attack on January 6th. Everything that happened to overthrow the government has serious criminal charges and subpoenas to those who attack the law and democracy itself. This will be a criminal referral for Trump and those who follow in his footsteps. It will go to the DOJ department. There will be a chairman committee to investigate these criminal
I'm still paying
acts
attention. Don't
and
worry.
to do criminal referrals, charges, and subpoenas. The January 6th committee completely agrees about another committee to use this information to criminalize Donald Trump and his allies. Criminal referrals to Department of Justice. Construction of an official proceeding. Conspiracies to fraud the United States. Conspiracies to make a false statement. Incite, assist, or aid, and comfort and insurrectionists. Our democracy is in big trouble. Some Republicans are trying to put restrictions on the voting system and trying to silence us. But this is where you come in. Democracy is important to us, and we need to do our part to maintain it. No matter who you are, make your voice heard. Because when it comes to democracy, it's time to come together and join the fight of saving democracy into one nation. There's been a serious problem going on in our country lately.
What's new?
America has had the most shootings out of any country.
Of course. What's new?
These shootings are killing innocent kids. The
What's
Republicans are not doing a darn thing about it. Republicans rather ban books than to protect our kids from guns.
I mean, books, cartoons, games with guns. It's not the real issue. Republicans are not the real issues here. On the shootings, if we're being honest. If more than half the time, if they had better background checks or better ways of, especially the people who sell the guns, because there could be some shady people that sell it that aren't official gun sellers, like black market, dark web, alleys, etc. But the main problem as well is schools. Schools. And schools. Because if the teachers would do their jobs and stop bullies, the what they were supposed to do, we probably would be good. Because it's like, if you're being bullied, you hit back to defend yourself. You're the one who gets in trouble if you get caught punching the other person, even though it's the other person who started it. It's the other person who drove you to that point. But no, you hit them, you're in trouble unless they get caught bullying you in front of a teacher. And you can tell the teacher, but when you snitch, you get stitched, as they say. So, it's no win-win scenario. Like, and then people get bullied to the point where they just don't care, and then they go buy a gun to either kill themselves or to kill everybody they picked on them at school. Who's the real problem? If they weren't picked on, or if it would have stopped before that point, there wouldn't be those issues for the school shootings, primarily. So, in the end, it's the fault comes down to the bullies, the school, and people that allow the bullying to go that far. Otherwise, we wouldn't have these issues for schools. And again, even if you were to take the black market, alleyways, all that stuff away where people can buy guns, they'll find a way to get around that, because that's what criminals do. That's just always been like. They ban one thing, well, they're going to figure out a loophole or a way around it.
I mean, how much does it take for you to realize that kids are important? And without their future, we don't have a future. Kids are the next generation of people with freedom and democracy. And these Republicans do not care about the new generation. Or
like I said, it's not the Republicans' fault fully.
Ban books
Again, yeah. They like to ban stuff that's not the problem, but right to bear arms is the Second Amendment. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's the Second Amendment. Take that away, and well, you still have knives. Even if you take guns away, you still have knives. You still have a lot of objects that can be turned into weapons. So really, in the end, they could just use something else. But in the long run, it's not just the Republican. I mean, there are some teachers that do good at it, but some schools don't bother, especially if they're rich schools where the rich, popular girl that's the bully, or the rich person that's the bully, father is the big donation group, or mother, or whatever, and then be like, oh, well, they're little sunshine, their parents donate to the school, we can't do anything, our hands are tied. If we were to do something, we were to lose our funding donations. Like, so I would lose my donations. I don't care.
Assault weapon. This is a very serious issue. This needs to stop. These Republicans need to get off their butts.
I mean, it needs to stop, but at the same problem, if we're being honest, you need to have bad. maybe not murder, killing bad, but you still need to have bad to outweigh the good. Yin, yang, light and dark. You can't have one without the other in the end of the day. If all crime or horrible stuff were ceased to exist, a lot of people would be out of their jobs. Because there would only be cops that only need to do like speeders. So again, if ever, and like exactly everything, whether it's natural disasters or anything bad were to go bye-bye, eventually something would come up. And then they would need to form everything. And all that stuff. But, yeah, you know, I kind of lost track of what I was going to say. Hold on. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought, but you get the point.
And pass legislation to ban assault rifles. They need to do it now. Hi everyone, Josh here. Donald Trump has finally been indicted. He is the first ever president to ever be indicted in American history. These are the first steps of what's to come. Anyway.
First off, I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not saying Abraham would have, but who knows? Abraham Lincoln could have been indicted, but if he had been in office for a long time and not killed.
Anyways, this is Josh, signing out. Donald Trump just got arrested.
Oh, boo-hoo.
His finger in, and he's in the system. Trump had to testify in court today, and his face was priceless. He was mad to the max.
Mad to the max.
Trump repeatedly falsified business records to conceal criminal conduct.
What's new?
Trump made 34 false statements to cover up other crimes. Trump made payments to hide damaging information from the public. Case today involves allegations like many other white-collar criminal cases. Trump pleads not guilty to 34 felony counts. Next in hearing for Trump, December 4th. Republicans are passing laws to attack our bodies. They're passing laws that will force law enforcement to arrest people from their rights. There's already clinics and hospitals closing down around the country.
It's hard to believe since there's still hospitals around here.
If we don't do something soon, things will get worse. The debt ceiling was in serious trouble. The Republicans were going as far as keeping the Americans hostage with the debt ceiling, even going as far as attacking Biden and Democrats if they don't get their way. Joe Biden did something smart. He used the fear of the debt ceiling to get this deal done. If it wasn't for Joe Biden's smart thinking, the world and America would have been in serious trouble. It would have caused a worldwide recession and would have ruined us financially. We should remember this day what these Republicans tried to do, and also thank the Democrats for standing up for America. Trump indicted for 7 felony charges ended up in 37 federal counts in Mar-a-Lago probe federal indictment and documents investigation. This is Donald Trump's second indictment. Donald Trump has documents all over the place. He kept very highly classified documents in very poor conditions.
Okay.
Walter Nata worked
White,
with President Donald Trump.
If you don't get that
with
reference,
everything.
wow.
Even helping
Though if
get
you're on Netflix, you've probably not
classified
seen Breaking Bad.
documents to Mar-a-Lago. These documents are so sensitive, it can release sensitive information anywhere in the world. At least 4 of the charges carry a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. Trump is supposed to go to court at 3 p.m. Tuesday, 6/13/2023 to be officially charged. New charges against Trump in 2020 election case. Conspiracy to fraud the United States.
Siren,
Conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. Conspiracy against rights. Trump indictment charges. Conspiracy to defraud the United States. Max sentence 5 years.
This will probably be the last video.
Conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Max sentence 20 years. Obstruction of an official proceeding. Max sentence 20 years. Conspiracy against rights. Max sentence 10 years. Trump pleads not guilty on all counts. Trump ordered not to speak with witnesses in case. First hearing set for Monday, August 28th.
Yeah.
Judge overseeing case warns Trump, he may be held if he violates conditions of release. Trump leaves courtroom following arraignment. Trump leaves courtroom after pleading not guilty. Trump departs court following arraignment. Inside the
Okay, so what is 63? I started at 44. So you did about 19, I think. Oh yeah, that's good stopping point. It's been an hour, so I'm going to end this here. Again, I'm just giving you my honest reactions. If I'm not reacting much, I tried to warn him. He wanted me to react to it. And again, my thoughts are what I said. If you don't like it, you have a right to that. But if you cannot be civil in the chat, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
The Atlantic